today I'll be talking to you about how the body limits language using an example from American Sign Language. So the language that we as humans produce is limited by our physiology. For example, air coming out of your nose allows you to make the sound but if you plug your nose, you can no longer do this. Now, this same concept is demonstrated in sign languages. Sign languages are fully productive languages with complex grammatical systems. They use different movements of the hands combined with configurations of the body and the face to create language. Because the movements used in these languages are bigger than those that we see in spoken languages, it's then easier to see how language production is limited by the body. Now, in American Sign Language, there's something called non-manuals, which are different configurations of the face, and these have a grammatical function. This grammatical function demonstrates this, and I'll use two different kinds of non-manuals to exemplify this property. The first type of non-manuals are modifiers, which function like adjectives and adverbs in English. An example of this, as you can see on the right, is the oo configuration of the lips, which denotes that the sign that is signed at the same time is small or skinny. Now, the other type of non-manuals are obligatory parts of signs without which the sign would be incomplete. An example of this is here on the left is balloon, which without the puffed cheeks that accompany the sign would be incomplete and would not mean the same thing. Now, it's impossible to configure your face in two different ways at the same time, but as you can see here, this might be necessary. This presents a conflict of facial configurations. Now, I conducted a study, and in this study, my signer avoided these conflicts in a number of ways. But in the most interesting of these, she took the modifying ooh and articulated over the hand motion for balloon, and the puff cheeks of balloon were moved onto the next sign. Now, this movement of non-manuals has never before been seen in sign languages, but we can see a similar parallel process in the world's spoken tone languages. So in these languages, a modifying tone, much like ooh, displaces a tone already on a word onto the next segment. This demonstrates that while externally sign languages and spoken languages might look very, very different, we can see similar processes occurring in both of them. Now, it also demonstrates that while the body does limit the language that we produce, language is flexible and can adapt to be fully expressive. Thank you.